Now let's pack some parts. I have 3 totes worth of miscellaneous parts, and I need a 24 by 18 by 18 box, which I think I have right here. That is a 24, 18, 18. I may be able to get by with this box in a little smaller form, but because this is scored, we can cut it down to the appropriate size. It's always better to guess a little big and cut your box down, as opposed to starting with a box that's too small and then having to start over, which we all have done, some of us more than others. The taping on this is many times referred to as H tape, like the letter H, or I've heard people say it's I taping. What we're taping is we're taping this long seam. Seams are the weakness of the box, so when you cover the seams of the box, you make the box stronger. You do not need to go around the corner, okay? I see sometimes some taping that will look like this, okay? Where it goes around the corner like that. That's really unnecessary. There's not much weakness right at the edge of that seam, and it just sort of takes a little longer. So if you get within a couple inches of the end of the box, you're going to be just fine. Okay, so I have a box ready here. My merchandise is here. I'm going to start with my heavy items. I have a flywheel. That's going to go in the bottom. And I have some string trimmer line. We'll get that in there. Okay. I like to put my part numbers facing up. There is a customer that will be checking this merchandise in, and try to be mindful to make it as easy on them as possible. I also have a muffler here. We'll find a spot for it. We have some miscellaneous box Kohler parts. I'm going to try and find a good spot for these in here. And this is a little Tetris activity right here. It's good for the brain to try and discover the best way to put this merchandise in here. And you'll see once I get so far, I've got some gaps in here, and we don't want this merchandise to move around inside this box and possibly damage itself. So we will put a little blocking inside the box using some stuffed paper, and all that's doing is holding everything in its place, and it's preventing it from sliding around and getting a little too wild on the trip. We need to keep all of these parts in their assigned seat for the duration of the transport. This is not a party bus. This is a prison bus. You have to sit in your seat, and all your parts need to remain in the same spot until they arrive at the destination. So there I've got a little blocking in there. And what else do I have that's interesting? Oh, I have a very large pan gasket. Can be very challenging to pack. I find that I do best with these when I place them on the side of my carton. Okay. Now, if you see that, it sort of blends in, cardboard to cardboard. I worry about folks missing that. So I will add just a small parts enclosed sticker, and I'm just going to tape the corner. It's going to hold that part in place, and it's going to identify the customer that there's something there, so they don't overlook that. And we have a few other decent sized items. I think I'm going to change I'm going to lay that over on its side, just because I can. Continue to put some of these boxed items in here. And I am down to small items. except for this cover, this air cleaner cover. And I want to make sure it doesn't get damaged because it's not boxed. This might be overkill, but I'm going to wrap it in just a little bit of paper before I put it in the box. And that's going to prevent any scratches or damage to the packaging or anything else. And I'll add a sticker on top of there, and that will help the customer know that that's not just empty paper. Now I have a number of small parts that I'm going to double box. And I think I need one of these. This is a, what have we got here? I don't know. Maybe a 6x4x5, something like that. It's going to be used as internal packaging box. Box within the box technique. What does a box within the box technique do? It will segregate those items inside our larger box. It will prevent those items from being lost under a flap or underneath some stuffing or sliding inside another part. And it will protect these parts from being damaged by heavier items. It will prevent an obvious place for the customer to open and check in some merchandise, and hopefully make their job easier. When we're sending a package out to a customer, we're communicating with that customer every day. This is our opportunity to be professional, and they might not often comment on the quality of the packages they receive, but they do appreciate a well-packed shipment, in so much as it's easier for them to check that in and put it away. In addition to the small parts in this box, I'm also going to put the customer packing list in that box. That'll be the first place they're going to want to go. They want that packing list, okay? And so they're going to get the packing list and the small parts. We will add a label on this box that says small parts enclosed. We will also add a label on this internal box that says packing list enclosed. And so hopefully once this is inside our larger box, they'll know right where to go to get to that item. Now, I want to position this somewhere carefully in the middle there. I think if you look inside that box, it looks like it should be ready for some stuffing, and then it would be ready to go. All our parts are in the box. I'm going to use some air pillows for this. Air pillows are great for void fill, and I can fill some nooks and crannies here with some air pillows. Again, we're blocking this merchandise inside our larger box so that it doesn't move around, so that it doesn't slide against one another, so it doesn't damage other items in the shipment. And we're trying to get to a relatively level look to this box. Need a few more air pillows. Just about there. Now we're going to use one of our blade inserts, which works great as a layer. This is really just a piece of corrugated, and it comes in handy. It's going to top this box off, and it's going to tell me I need, if you look for this scoring, if I want to cut the box down right to this score, I need a little bit more void fill on this end, but I don't on this end. I want it to be square. We want our package to look very nice when it goes out the door. We don't want it to look like modern art. I love modern art. I love to go to the art museum, but I don't usually see any packages there. So we'd like to avoid that if possible. We want our cartons to look nice and square and sturdy. And I'm going to use another insert here. And I'm hopeful that we get to about that scoring. It looks like we are. I'll take my handy utility knife, a warehouseman's friend. I'm going to cut the corners down to the score on each corner. And we'll fold our flaps in, starting at the ends. See how nice and square that is? It folds against the insert we placed in here. I'll fold the long ends now. And I have a really good looking square box, if I say so myself. We'll tape that long seam. And we'll tape the short seams so that we have a sturdy box going out the door. This is a multi-carton shipment. So I really want my customer to know they should start with this box. So I'm going to indicate that the packing list is in this box. And for their convenience, I'll also notify them that there are small parts in this box as well. In case they're really looking for a particular small item, they know they need to start with this box. Feels good, solid, weighs under 50 pounds, it should be ready to go.